news,
education, politics,
economics, culture, weekly news, a round-wrap of national news of the week on Renouveau TV every Saturday.
Weekly news, the news to English speakers.
You're watching Renouveau TV, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome on Weekly News. Once more, welcome on Renouveau TV. This evening, we're going to talk about the second edition of the National English Clubs Day, and it's organized by MECC. And for that, I'm with two guests. The first one is Mr. Omar Aya. Mr. Aya is the Secretary General of MCC. Mr. Aya, good evening.
Good evening, Mr. Sagara.
Welcome.
Thank you.
The second guest is Mr. Hamza Sisse. Mr. Sisse is a senator at MCC. Mr. Sisse, good evening.
Good evening, Mr. Sagara.
Welcome.
Thank you.
So, first of all, Mr. Aya, what's MECC stand for?
Okay, thank you very much. First of all, I would like to thank Renouveau TV for giving us this opportunity. Actually, MECC stands for Mali English Clubs Council, which is a national representation of English clubs around the country. MECC was created in 2014 in the spirit of gathering all the English clubs in the country.
And there are about how many English clubs?
Currently in MECC we count 14 active English clubs, 12 in Bamako here and 2 outside Bamako.
Okay, Mr. Hamza Sisse, I come to you. He explained just what MCC stands for, and you as a senator of this club, what can be the aims of this club?
Thank you, Mr. Sagara, for giving me the floor. As my general said that MECC, the fundamental aim of MECC is first to gather all the English clubs in Mali here. Because we noticed that before, all the English clubs, they did their activities separately. But we found it necessary to have a national representative in which all the English clubs can take part. From its creation to now, we noticed that MECC come to fulfill some of its mission, which is to gather all the English clubs here in Mali. By the inter-club visits, by the training sessions, and also to give opportunity to all its members to become leaders. This is what the fundamental aim of MECC.
Okay, after fundamental aim of MCC, Mr. Secretary General Umar Aya, what did you do in the past with MCC? Did you used to do a great way, for example?
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Sagara. Actually, as Mr. Hamza Sisse said, one of the mission of MECC is to gather all the English clubs. But now, talking to what MECC is doing as a mission, MECC did a lot of things in the promotion of education in Mali here, because MECC is helping its member clubs to execute their action plan. Because in MECC, when we talk about MECC, we do talk about English clubs. And English clubs, they have their respective action plan. MECC helps them in the execution of their action plan by giving them opportunities. Most of the time, MECC looks at responding to the needs of all the members clubs of MECC. So we do provide training opportunity to members in order to reinforce their capacities in different things, like in communication, English language learning, leadership, so on and so forth.
Okay, now the 13th of this month, the 13th of April, you're going to hear the second edition of the National English Club Day. Can we know why this initiative?
All right, thank you very much. Yes, of course, April 15th is the National English Club Day for the second edition. And this activity, this event is to gather all the English clubs around the country and also to celebrate the achievement of English clubs in Mali. So actually, the event, as I said at the beginning, the aim of this event is to celebrate English clubs in the country and present English clubs and MECC to everybody. Because most of the time, it happens that people ask what English clubs are and what MECC is. Many people, they do hear about MECC and English clubs, but they do not know much about MECC and English clubs. So this is the event.
This Senator, what can we expect from this great day?
Yeah, we can expect wonderful and flawless things because we English clubs, we are not just there for wasting time. We will show you that we are change makers, we are leaders, that we strengthen our leadership skills because beyond the English learning, we English clubs, we are trying to become leaders, to become change makers in our country. The expectation, you are not going to surprise. You will be, you will have PowerPoint presentation about the English clubs, poem presentations, choreographics, and so many first things.
Are you change maker with English language?
Yes, we are.
How?
We are change makers because when we take English club today, English clubs are learning environment that the Malian government should be proud of and everybody in Mali here should be proud of. In Mali here, English clubs are the only place you can go and learn for free because we do have English club not just in Bamako here, but even outside of Bamako. And every year, every English club member of MECC is training more than 40 young people in different fields, like helping them to improve their English skills, their communication skill, their leadership skill, so on and so forth.
Is all this free, you say?
Of course.
All this free. Now, how you can manage to give them all these courses freely, you as a workers oversight?
Yeah, of course, providing these are not very complicated for us because when there is a will, there is a way. And the mission of MECC, as we said at the beginning, is actually to bring a contribution to Malian education. And the English classes in English clubs are not like the academic class we are having at the university or at school. Most of the time, when you go in English clubs, the members are all either students or professionals. So providing this training is not very much complicated for us, and it's a pleasure for us to make a contribution to Malian education.
Mr. Senator, giving courses to people to train them, you do it for free. So how you can arrive to give them freely courses? You, as you are working somewhere, how you sacrifice yourself for the people for English language?
Yeah, sometimes we got the help of our partners that provide us members that can train our members freely. This is one of the important. From our partners, we got partnership. They train us for free. And sometimes we tell to people to contribute 100, and from this we give it to the trainer, and so as to pay patron. But sometimes even the training is for free. Sometimes you get the mindful people, that's helpful people that accept to help us for free.
So,
for free.
Okay, so Mr. Secretary General, are you in partnership with English-speaking countries, as American Embassy, British Embassy, Canadian Embassy? Are you in a relation with them?
Yes, we are in partnership with some English-speaking countries, but those partners do not directly finance our activities because we MECC, we are our first partners. We do have partners who support us most of the time, support us with ideas and support us with our field. But when coming to the financing of our activities, we are the first partners as MECC. We are in touch with the UK Embassy. Also, we are in touch with the US Embassy. And also, we are in touch with some language centers, Live Your Dream, Citraco, École de Langue Canado-Américaine, and Initiative LED. These are some of our partners.
So in which way they help you?
They help us most of the time by giving us help. For example, when we take the language centers, Live Your Dream is a language center where we used to have our activities, our monthly meetings, our extraordinary sessions, and our trainings. They give us a room for free. We do have our activities at Live Your Dream. And as well as Initiative LED is concerned, for example, in February, we did initiate the MECC Training Initiative. This was to empower the capacity of young people in leadership, communication, and so on. And Initiative LED provided us trainers who did train the participant of the MECC Training Initiative for free. So we did have many modules. Most of the time, they give us human resources to help us execute our projects.
Okay, so coming from the 13th of April, which is the National English Clubs Day, yes, Mr. Amza talk about a little bit about that, about the program. Can you talk more about the program?
For sure. Next Saturday, the coming Saturday, April the 13th, is the National English Clubs Day. So it is the second edition of the National English Clubs Day. When we say National English Clubs Day, it is the day of all the English clubs in Mali, in Bamako, and outside Bamako. So during this day, actually, we will have many activities. And the aim of this day this year is to gather all the English clubs and celebrate the achievement of English clubs, because English clubs, as I told at the beginning, are contributing much in Malian education. And the topic of the day is English clubs, what contribution to Malian education?
English club, what contribution to Malian education?
Yeah, as my general noticed that we did so many contribution in Malian education. First of all, we train our English members to become leaders, to become, as I told you, change makers. Because in our English clubs, we change our behavior. Because we said that first, if you want to change the world, you have to change yourself. We have the spirit of leadership, to be a great person. This is our aim, to become leaders. This is the impact of the English clubs.
Okay, Mr. Secretary General, if I understand you well, through your topic, you can say that English plays a great role in Malian education?
Sure, of course. English plays a great role in Malian education. For those who know, nowadays English is one of the most spoken language in the world in number. So we can say that English is a language that everybody needs in order to have opportunities in professional life. Of course, English is very important, and the fact that we are promoting English is really a pride for us, because we got opportunity to learn English at the university. But there are many of those people who did not learn English at the university, but still they want to learn English. And these people join us in our different English clubs. We help them improve their different skills. And the proof is that when you go in English clubs, those who are regularly attending the English club's activities, in 3 or maximum 6 months, you can see that they are really speaking English. And we can say that in coming days, this can be a great opportunity for the country, not just for people who are learning English, not just for them, but for the whole country. Because if you need a good job nowadays, even if you are very skillful, you need to learn English.
You are very skillful. That's not sufficient. You should speak English. That means English is very important today, especially in Malian education. What important English is?
Yeah, English is very important. We can even count the importance of English, because nowadays, even if you want to, in a job hunting, you are in job hunting.
Mm-hmm.
If you are in competition with those who master English, you are going to lose for the one who master better English, because English is an international and business language in which we work with. It is a compulsory and an obligation for all of us to master English, and it sounds in rhymes. We move with English.
We move with English. That means someone said no English, no communication, nowhere. According to you, is this saying true?
Sure, it is. When we say that without English, no communication, this is something that we don't have to look very far away, because an example is that I personally did not go very far after Africa. I did not go in other continents. But for those who used to go outside the country, people say that when you fly, just after the airport, French stops there. And even our national languages, they do not work outside Mali. Even if you go to France, in Air France, people speak English. So it means that without English, no communication. Because if you leave your country and if you want to live happier, or if you want to run your business actively, you have to speak English. In case you can't speak or you can't express yourself in English, you cannot communicate. And if you cannot communicate, living will be very tough for you. So we can say that without English, no communication. Without communication, no life.
Without English, no communication? Are you sure?
Yeah, as you notice that English is a business language, a language in which you can master things. You can meet friends, and you can even embrace some cultures through your English. For example, when I move here to Ghana and I don't know English, how am I going to explain myself, to claim what I want? So even if I master already English, so it's become easier for me to ask for help and tell them what I want. Even if I want to buy things, I only have to feel myself and.
Yes, this is exactly true. As you say, when you are traveling from airport, we can say no French. Even if there is French is less spoken. English is the most spoken language in the plane. I listened that when I was going in the United States, America, once in the plane, from here to France, there is a little bit French, but from France to America, no French, only English. And if you don't understand this, is a problem. And the question is that the first and second, the third day in America, I say, oh, the English I speak in Mali is not really true. You see? But 2, 3, 4 days after is okay.
All right.
When I fly there, from there for Alabama is another dialect also.
All right.
English, but they speak differently. 4, 5 days after is right. That means English is really very important in today's life. So your role, your theme, the theme chosen for this day is really significant. So once more now, let's talk about this day also. What will be exactly in this day? As poem, sketch, or what will it do?
All right. Thank you very much once more, Mr. Sagara. Actually, the National English Club Day this year is very special, and we do dare say that it's very special because all the time English clubs are celebrating their day. MECC is celebrating its day, but when people notice, most of the time we were repeating the same thing. When you go to English clubs events, either a sketch, PowerPoint, things like this. And this year, we said that life becomes boring when you're still doing what you always do, but you don't try to do something innovative.
Okay.
That's why this year we came with a very innovative idea. We will perform new activities that have never been performed during English clubs activities, except from the poem. First of all, we will have presentation of MECC and English clubs, because there are many people in the country who do not know about the existence of English clubs, or even if they know, they don't know much about English club, how to be members of English club, and the different criteria they don't know. So we will present MECC briefly and also English clubs. This will be a live presentation, and also we will have a video projection about English clubs, MECC, their activities, so on and so forth. After this, we will have a choreography. After the choreography also, we will have a poem. So after the poem, we will have rewarding ceremony.
The poem in English?
Yeah, a poem in English,
Okay.
and a very nice one, you
Okay.
will see. And after the poem, we'll have rewarding ceremony. During the rewarding ceremony, we are going to reward people who have taken part in our different projects. Like in February, we did initiate the MECC training initiative. In the spirit of training 83 people in different modules. Empowering young people's capacity in the country, because this is one of our duty and one of our mission. So MECC trained in its training initiative 83 people in February. So in different modules. In the different modules, we have mastering a ceremony, which is something very important because, as I said at the beginning, we don't try, but we answer to the needs of our English club members. We did initiate a training on mastering a ceremony on civic literacy, because it's all about civic leadership. If you don't have a spirit of civic leadership, you cannot be involved in English clubs activities. So after the civic leadership, it was also about how to share a meeting, and also writing a cover letter, writing a curriculum vitae, and succeeding succeeding a job interview. These were some of the modules that we did initiate in February. So the participatories of this training initiative will have their certificate during the event. And also, we will reward the MECC Excellence Competition participants. We also did have a competition in English in between students of different high schools in Bamako. So at the beginning, 14 students did take part in the selection procedure. So after the selection procedure, we did select 20 students, 20 pupils, I mean, in different high schools to take part in the writing. In the writing. So after the writing procedure, 10 students were selected also to take part in the next step, which was the oral the oral test. So this project is also executed by MSCC in the spirit of promoting in the education in Mali here. So the participant of this project also, they will have rewards. So we'll give them some rewards also.
Okay, Mr. Hamza said that means that beside the promotion of English language, MCC can give an average skill to his members.
Yeah, that's true. Just to tell, as I once pointed it that we members of English clubs, we are not there to waste our time. We are there to learn and to contribute. One of the most important thing for this day is to show up that our capacity, what we members of English clubs, we are able to do, to show the world, to invite our friends, to tell them that we can learn English here in Mali without moving to Western countries for free, of course.
So that means that you speak English very well, all of you. So you never travel outside Mali, bro?
Well, actually, nowadays we no more need to travel out of Bamako to learn English. It's very easy. We have English clubs, we have language centers. It's very easy. Mainly we have English clubs because the training provided in English clubs are much more different from the training, the academic we're doing at school. Because in English clubs, all the activities are practical. We don't teach students about grammatical rules, sentence structures, but we teach them the real practice, how to put in practice their knowledge of the language. This is something very important because a language is something that we should not be tiring learners all the time with grammars, sentence structures. These are only mere trifle. So in English clubs, all the activities are practical. Either we have discussion, or you have poem presentation, speech presentation, discussion, debate. All these activities are practical. So a very crucial example is that last year I had to travel to Abidjan. And when I was going, I met a lady in the car. So we were not addressing one another. And when I had a call, I was speaking in English. And she was surprised. She said, "Hey, you man, are you from Nigeria?" I said, "No, I'm not from Nigeria."
You're from Mali.
And she was asking, how could I learn English in Mali here? And I told her that my English is even not good because there are other people who really speak very brilliantly. They did learn in Mali here. So it's no more necessary to travel out of Bamako to learn English.
No more to travel out of Bamako to learn English language. Are we in this point of view?
Yeah, I share it. Even if you can notice it, you are a product of that. You did your English here in Mali. You
really.
learn it and you are speaking English brilliantly. Umar Aya, he didn't travel. Even me, I didn't.
That's true. So the 13th of April, this means is a great day for you, a great day for English promoters in Mali, mainly MCC. If you have a core for Malian population.
All right, thank you very much once more, Mr. Sagara. The 18th of this day actually is a great day, but I will not say that it's a great day for MECC, but it's a great day for Malian people because what we're doing actually is not for us. What we're doing is for other people because MECC from its creation to now is really doing very innovative things. Our elders, brothers and sisters, what they did, we also are doing something to go beyond that. But still now, all these change are not the real change we want to see in MECC or we want to see in Mali here. But these change are the chance for us to make the change we want to see here. So the event will be next Saturday, inshallah, at Isprik. Esprit is in French Institut Supérieur, Institut des Sciences Politiques, Relations Internationales et Communication. It's not so far from the Olympic Hotel. So it will be next Saturday at 9 a.m.
Mr. Hamza, what's your last word?
Thank you, Mr. Sagara, again. Let's answer our motto that said, we MCC, we share, we care, and we learn. We are not just there for learning. After learning, we care from each other. We learn from each other, one another, and we share everything we have. Just to tell to Malian people that to join us to build up a very big environmental language center that can benefit from all Malian people. Thank you, Mr.
Your last word, Secretary General.
All right. As a last word, I really launch an appeal to people really to give credit and to give time to learn English. Because nowadays, learning English is not difficult. With English clubs and with the social, let's say with the internet connection, it's really not difficult. And for those who are learning English, I would like to tell them that, of course, they did a good choice. Learning English is very important. But English itself is not a job. For those who are learning English, I invite them to do something else which is different from the language, because English is a language and it's a language of communication, but it's not a job. And also I launch an appeal to everybody to join us on Saturday to know what English clubs are and what MECC is. And there are many more surprises waiting for them there. And we hope to see Renouveau TV also there.
Okay, with God's willing, Renouveau TV will be there, and I hope we will be together. Fans of Renouveau TV, we're going to put an end to this program here. I was with Mr. Aya. Umar Aya is the Secretary General of Malian English Club Council, and Mr. Hamza Sisse is the Senator at MCC. Very happy to receive you here on Renouveau TV. So, you fans of Renouveau TV, here takes an end this program, and we hope to be together next time at the same channel on the same frequency. Until then, take care.
Weekly news.
Education, politics,
Economics, culture. Weekly news, a round wrap of national news of the week on Renouveau TV every Saturday.
weekly news, the news to English speakers.